Hi guys, welcome back to another video. As you can tell, I am a robot. I am now a robot because England has caught me and they've turned me into AI. No, I'm just kidding. I just thought I'd mess with the robot filter because I've never tried it. It's like technology. Oh, it's scary man. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I've not turned into a robot. God, all this technology. I've never done this before. I've never tried all these different editing skills and everything. It's all. I'm like a savage compared to it. But anyways, I'll get on with the video real quick. But yeah, this is how I escaped England. I saw what England was becoming, like maybe like 13 years ago, like 2010, 2011. Because I went to travel. I went to travel to Holland to work construction, physical labour work for 16 months. And when I was working in Holland doing physical labour work, they give me a place to stay, and they gave me a phone. They gave me like a work phone, and that's all I could afford. And they were really abusing me. They didn't want me to buy anything expensive. And I just had the work phone. I could only afford food. That's what they do with the Matrix. When you work a job, they trying to make you not afford anything. But yeah, I just had a work phone, and then I went back to England. I saw everyone on these smartphones, and I was like, holy moly, everyone's like had their face glued to the ground, and I was like, I saw the world change in like 16 months, and came back to a completely different England of everyone, being at McDonald's and on their iPhones and living on Instagram and living on living on Facebook and everything. But even in 2010, I remember Facebook blowing up, and everyone was just talking about Facebook the entire time. Everyone's just on it, and even Christmas dinner, everyone was just talking about Facebook. And England's like a bitchy island. Everyone's really bitchy there, and I just thought people need sun. You need adventure. How can you? You can't live in this. I saw it becoming like George Orwell's 1984. I saw it as becoming that like almost 15 years ago. And especially in a place about adventure and so on. I just thought I need more to life than this. But yeah, I think, as you know from the other video, I fell in love with like a Brazilian girl in New York, and this was me in Milan on my way to her, and this is me in Paris trying to get to her. And obviously I was in love. I was just stupid and young and naive, and but she pushed me to travel the world. And we were raised on Disney movies and media, and to tell us to chase the women, chase the girl, and be a good guy, be the nice white guy, be the white hero and everything. And it's all nonsense. And but back then I was young and stupid, and I couldn't think for myself. And I think it's because also I did kickboxing like 8 hours a day, so I never had a chance to slow down and think to myself. I was always doing something physical. I was training kickboxing 8 hours a day, and I was exhausted just because it was out of habit. But yeah, this is me 2014, back in my apartment in England, after trying to chase this girl around the world, back in the Matrix in England. And I had a job, I had my own apartments and everything. And yeah, I just had to get out. I just saw the Matrix because everyone was really frustrated. I saw like social media just making everyone really frustrated. And after me meeting the girl in Brazil and how warm she was, how cool she was, I was like, she was like another species. It was like meeting a mogwai. She was like a human version of Gizmo. She was like a giant mogwai. She was so cute and adorable. It was beyond anything. And she was so warm, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to the coldness of European and England. And I just wanted to get to the other side. And after you've seen the other side, like even for me just experiencing her, or an experience in New York, after seeing the other side, you can't go back to the Matrix after seeing it. So yeah, and this is me. I used to train. This is just a short pic of me because I used to train all day, every day. This wasn't me at my prime. After, when I started training all day, every day. But this was me years after. But it was just in my blood. I had to just train it. I didn't realize how stupid it was and how just frustrated I was. I never took a step back because it was just in my blood. It was like I couldn't do it. It was like that scene in Rambo where they say, it's a switch, you can't just turn it off. And at the end of Rambo First Blood, when he says you can't just turn it off, it's kind of like that. I was just people used to say, why don't you just be normal, stop training. And it's like, I can't. It's like OCD and stuff. I had to train all day, every day. And I didn't realise it's partly because of me being in a frustrated, island of like everyone living on Facebook and everyone living by a screen. And a lot of English people, they were just drinking. The popular thing was, to just drink, but that kills your brain cells. And these people were just like not thinking for themselves, and the status quo was just making them into weak people. And I just thought, it's, I can see why they're being overthrown now, and being told what to do, and they just go along with it because they're made docile by all the alcohol and the fast food and everything. And all the, England is no place for a young man. It's just highways and McDonald's and fast food. And that's a recipe for a disaster. That's going to make you into a weak person, who can't think for themselves, brain dead. And even me back in England, I saw people my own age, like fat and balding and overweight. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, within a few years, But then you see, I saw the Brazilian girl and people in Brazil, through a screen. And I'm like, that's real life. That's real nature and adventure. Young men need real life. All these things you see on TV and the movies and real life and real beautiful people. And once you see that, once you travel the world, you can't go back to the Matrix. You can't go back to living in England, and the sick lifestyle, just work, pub, gym, work, pub, gym. That's what most people live by. And then they wonder why they're so angry and also why they people are just coming over there and taking over, and why they accept, when cops comes to the door and just arrest them for tweets. They're just like, they're very docile about it. They're just like, do whatever. They just don't care about life. And I saw that was happening to England, and I thought it's getting worse with social media, and it was getting worse with every single day. So year by year, I was traveling around the world, teaching English, trying to find my way to get to Latin America, trying to find any way to make it to freedom, make it to the jungle, make it to real life, get back to monkey, as they say. But yeah, as you see these pictures, these are all me like teaching in Saudi Arabia. Was my first teaching English job. Then I taught in Slovakia, around Europe, and that was much better in Slovakia. They were much more docile, but in Saudi Arabia they hated me. They hated the white people, like they stood out because they had a lot of hate towards Americans, and they thought I was American. But Europe was cool. Europe was, and they didn't know how to act. They think they have a lot of hate, and they think if they go over to Europe, it's all great, and they deserve that life. They deserve the European life, the American life. Because they're very angry for being raised by American TV and everything. I think they deserve it, and I understand that because I was raised by American TV also, but being from England, and I was like, I can't believe all these people are born in California and have the beach life. That's what I need. I've been in a polluted city. But this is me in the Maldives also, and I really wish I kept that job. If you read the script, and this was me finally in Argentina. Finally made it to Argentina, to Latin America, and I was surprised when I first went there because I was like, it looks just like the city. Kind of reminded me of places in England. I was like, this isn't Latin America. So, but I finally worked some construction work in Tigre, and I love Argentina, and I want to get back to Argentina just for the people there, because they're more European, and I fit in with them more. But I had to get to the Brazil, and there's a picture of me in the hotel in Argentina. But this is me finally making it to Brazil and nature, what I longed for, just discovering after traveling the world the past few years, teaching English around the world. The only place I haven't been is like Asia, Japan and Tokyo and China. But that's where I want to go, I think, next, because as I'm getting older now, I need people who like me and accept me. But Rio de Janeiro is great, but it's mostly African, and people think Brazilians are really nice. They think, they're so nice, they're nice people. No, they're nice in America and USA because they appreciate the lifestyle after a hard lifestyle of not having clean water and everything, and having the dangers. But it's mainly African blood in Brazil, so I don't get accepted as I do in Argentina. And as I get older, I want to be around people who accept me, and so I think I'm in that stage of life. I'm headed towards that stage of life now, where I'll head towards Asia or Argentina and try and live there forever. This is me finally making it to Brazil, having adventures around nature. But in Brazil, you have everything else. You have the nature, the beaches, and the real things in life, the real food, the real people, and that's what I loved. But yeah, I'm scared to go back to England.